Hello everyone, I'm Christine Jousty of Mail Something Pretty, and I want to show you these are really easy cards to put together, and I just love them. I love how striking they are and the colors. They're just fun, and then you can make them say whatever you'd like. And so they are from the new Changing Leaves bundle. This is just released last week. Beginning of July of 2024, and so you get three things. You get in the bundle, you get a stamp set and you get a die set, but you also get an embossing folder. And it's not just any embossing folder, it's called a hybrid embossing folder. So it's a 3D embossing folder, so it's thick. And what it means by 3D is you get this die that fits, it almost like locks in. Let me get it in here. And so you know, it fits. I'm trying to move it. It fits right in there. So then you put your paper in it, and it embosses and cuts at the same time. So I'm going to show you that. Plus you get fun little label shapes and a few extra leaves. And then this die will, these are shown at a smaller percentage, but they are the same size as the stamps on the inside, so you can cut them out as well, which is pretty cool. So let me just show you this particular card I saw online. Actually, Mary Fish designed it. Actually, she did more of this one. She used different colors. I used the same colors as her leaves, but I used different background. I used gray granite and pebbled path. I think she used beige and crumb cake, and that was really nice as well. I just liked the vibrancy and the simplicity of it, so I copied it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I want to show you to cut the leaves. So we are using an 3D embossing folder, so all we need is our big plate here. We need the embossing folder and then the die. So whenever or almost every time you want to do something with the embossing folder, like for instance with cutting it, or if you want to color it, you're generally going to do that with the side that has the label. I find that's helpful to remember because sometimes you can't really remember what you're doing. So you could cut one whole big piece and have three of the same colors, but since this card, I'm using the Summer Splash in black, I'm going to cut them separately. And I thought about cutting them, I moved it because it's my left hand. I cut it, it will fit, just give me a second here to get it in there. There we go. So I cut a piece of paper so I just want that main leaf. I don't want the rest. And I was hoping I could do with the same thing with black paper at the same time, but because of this overlap, you're not going to get the texture. You'd get the cut, but you'd have that overlap and you wouldn't get that texture. So you're doing different colors, you kind of do have to do them separately. All right, so I'm going to use my gray plate here because I use that for 3D embossing folders. And then when you open it up, you get this really, I'm hoping you can see, I'm trying to look in the camera to see if you can see, this really nice, oh, of course, once in a while, I cut so many of these that I need to run that through with aluminum foil, but if that happens, just use just a little snip. And so you get this beautiful texture, as well as the cut. And so you can see I did so many that I have all this paper that I need to clean out of my embossing folder. All right, so I already have the other pieces. So let me put this aside. All right. So I have that piece, and then I already cut out my other pieces here. So like I said, I'm using a card base of pebbled path, and it's a standard card base, the 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm just scored it the middle at 4 1/4. And then I have some layers. So the white is just 1/4 inch smaller, so that's 4 by 5 1/4, and then this is the gray granite, which is 3 3/4 by 5. I cut the same size to go on the inside as well, just to have it a little bit lighter. So actually, I'm just going to glue that right now. And you could stamp something or add more leaves. All right. I'm going to glue these two together, and then I'm going to make a decision. All right, so my decision is this one is plain, which I love, and this one I added some ribbon. And so this is that very vanilla in the black checkered ribbon. And it's fine. I think it's fine that it's vanilla with the white. We used to have white and black, and we don't have that anymore. So you can decide if you want the ribbon. And if you do, this is what I do. I have to find my scissors. I just have them. So I just go a little bit wider than my base here and cut it. And then I just wrap it around and tack it down. And so you can tack it down. I think I'll just use tear and tape because that's what I have here. But you could use a glue dot, you could use masking tape, you could use a tape runner. The glue doesn't work so great because it takes a while for it to dry. Otherwise, I use glue for almost everything else. All right, so what I'm going to do is just put my tear and tape down right there. Just make sure it's straight. Put tear and tape down there, and you could just leave it like that, or you could even peel it off and use it as an adhesive. There we go. And then I'm just going to add glue for the rest of it. So this will go down on my front. I'm used to, with the glue, I have a little wiggle room, and that tear and tape was just stuck straight down. All right. So that's how I just get the ribbon on there. And then you can kind of play with, here we are. This one I kind of tucked under a little bit. I'm not going to glue it yet because it's gonna, and this is Poppy Parade. And then I have another black from the, all from that same stamp set. So then I can decide what I want to, I think I'm just going to use this one. But I like the two shapes that come inside the pack. So I'm going to stamp thank you. And that is in this set. It says, "You are amazing in every single way. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Here for you, and a little note to brighten your day." So I really like all of them. All right, let's hope I do a good job, because I only have one circle up here. Right in the middle. Excellent. Usually I bring up backups, and I didn't. All right, so then that can go like right there. So I think actually I'm just going to kind of leave everything in place and lift up some of the leaves and add some glue on them to then just kind of stick them down. That one's fine to flip up. And so this one, set a little glue there and oops, stick it down. And I'll make sure my circle covers that. I'll put that right there. And so this I'm going to put right here. Okay, I'm rushing, but I shouldn't be. All right, and so I'm going to use dimensionals for this one. And I'll just use one on the top and one on the bottom. Oops. So you can make this card design in any different colors. I do happen to like this. The Summer Splash Poppy Parade black kind of combination. There we go. And then if I wanted to stamp something inside, or I have some extra leaves, I could do that. Actually, that would look good. I'll just throw that on there right now while I have my glue out. And then I could write a nice message. Okay, so super easy, and hopefully you'll see, and I've been using this a lot, and I'm going to use it a whole lot more. You can see the versatility with just a straight embossing folder, but being able to cut it out, all those pieces at once, is really nice. And I love the words, I love the leaves as they are stamped, and I really love how you get those 3 label shapes that fit all of the words here. So that is in the online exclusives section of the store, but you can even just look up changing leaves and it will pop up right in that search bar. But here they're all slightly different. I think you can see them all. Do it this way. Yeah, so hopefully you like it. Thank you very much for watching. If you have questions, certainly put them in the comments and I'll get back to you. And if you are not receiving my weekly newsletter, I encourage you to sign up right at mailsomethingpretty.com. I am Christine Justy of Mail Something Pretty, and have a wonderful day. Thanks.